We let mice get old and blind, and we reprogrammed their eye using these 3 genes, and we turned the age back 80%, and they were able to see again. So theoretically, you could take someone who's 100 years old and reset their body to be young again. Now, and if all goes well, in the next 2 years, we'll hopefully cure blindness in people.
That is absolutely freaking incredible.
Hello, guys. Name is Harry. This is a subject that is so close to my heart. I don't know if you've seen this. You're about to see a video, and this video, it would show you the possibility that in a few years' time from now, not too long, they're talking like, I don't know, maybe 5 years or 10 years. I think 10 is even too much, where it will be possible to reverse age. So you could be 100 years old and they could revert your age back to 20. They can restore your eyesight. If you were blind, they can make you see. You know, it is scary. We're going to talk about it. But first of all, I want you to watch this video. So let's go check this out.
What are you most excited about right now?
That's easy.
Your face just changed too, by the way, when I asked you.
It's easy.
Yeah.
So we published a year ago on the cover of Nature magazine, which is the highlight of any scientist's career, that we could reset the age of a complex tissue. We chose the mouse's eye. We let mice get old and blind, and we reprogrammed their eye using these 3 genes. They're called OS and K for short.
Yeah.
And we turned the age back 80%, and they were able to see again. And so what we're talking about is having found that there's a reset switch in the body to be young again. And the information in the body to be young is still there. So theoretically, you could take someone who's 100 years old and reset their body to be young again. Now, the exciting thing is we've been doing clinical trials, or preclinical trials, and there's no apparent downside to this yet.
Oh my God.
Isn't that great?
No, that's incredible.
And, it was a thrill to make this discovery. But since then, we've been doing the hard work, which is to figure out, is it safe enough to put into humans? And we're now testing it in non-human primates just to see if it's safe.
Oh my gosh.
And if all goes well, in the next 2 years, we'll hopefully cure blindness in people.
That is absolutely freaking incredible. That is absolutely bananas.
But it gets better.
Okay.
The eye was just something we chose. I didn't think it would work any better in the eye. In fact, I thought it'd probably work worse. But we found that there's a universal reset switch. So you can reset different parts of the body. You can reset the skin. We've shown you can reset muscle. You can reset, what have we done? The skin was easy. So using the same gene. So we're just basically turning on an embryonic program in older people or middle-aged, in their cells and in mice, and they get young again. What does this mean? This means one day it's going to be possible to reset the age of the body. We've done that. We've done that in mice. Now the question is, how soon can we get it into ourselves?
Now, how insane is that? Personally, right, if this works, I swear I will be the first on the list. You know, I know some people, have the belief that, you don't live forever and when it's your time, it's your time. Well, I don't subscribe to that school of thought at all. If there is a way that I can preserve my life, I will do it. And this sounds very, very promising. I mean, look at what they've done to these mice. It's just amazing. They can restore your eyesight. They can restore your age. They can make people whose skin, well, that's nothing. They can restore your age, and skin is the last thing that, of course that will be possible. But that is just scary. Can you imagine what that would be like? I know, sadly, if you get hit by a car or if you die, you're dead. But at least, you got a chance if you're maybe 80 years old to have yourself taken back to when you were 20. You can restore so many things. Your sight, your hearing, your strength, your muscles. So many things can be done here, can be reversed. And I think this is just groundbreaking stuff. For people who might think this is taking things a bit too far, I don't think so, because people have heart transplants. They have kidney transplants. Some people have eye transplant. So I've seen people with hand transplant. So if we can preserve life, how does it differ? If we can reverse your life, how does it differ? I don't see no difference really. And I will do it. Now, the only reservation I would have is the fact that maybe not many people might be able to afford to do this, or maybe not many people might be exposed to it. And what I mean by that is, take for example, I turn 80 and I reverse my life back to when I was like 20 years old, if people around me that I care about, that I love, if they're not able to do the same thing, then for me, that's just a waste, really, because you'll be there and all your loved ones, that there'll be no one around you. I know you might make new friends and whatever, but it's not the same, you know. So I would like the chance to be able to do with all those who are closer to me, all my loved ones. And then I think life will be perfect. But right now, I'm so envious of, like kids who are like 10, 15, 20 years old, because the way things are going now, can you imagine what will happen in 30, 40 years time? If they're this close to reversing, age and eyesight and things like that now, imagine what they will have like mastered in 40 years time. It's just a scary thought. So I'm hoping this thing is, is true and it works. So I can reverse, my age back to like I don't know, 20. And then by the time I get back to maybe like a 60 or 70, technology will have gone even more. And who knows what we can do then? Maybe I can, decide that I want to be 6'5" tall, actually. I don't like being this. Or I want to be like bigger or slimmer or whatever. I say, it's life. Get the best you can get out of it. Some people, maybe for like religious purposes, might think, no, I'm not going to do that. God has a time that's been assigned to me. I don't think God has assigned time to anybody, because if that's the case, why would you be taking medication when you're ill? Why not just say to yourself, I ain't going to take this because I've been assigned a time, and if it's my time to go. So that's the way I say it. If you can take an aspirin, if you can go in to have your appendix taken out, if you can go and see your dentist or your optician, then you can do this as well. You're all trying to like preserve something and make something last as long as possible. So why can't you make your soul and your life do the same thing? That's the way I see it. So it'll be interesting to see what you guys think in the comment section. I'm looking forward to this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. See you later. Bye.